Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a Saving a Disaster battle playing as Attain going up against Malekith, where Malekith is going to be the primary concern of this situation. Our army is just a sort of standard balanced army, front line of melee infantry, got some good archers, got some good artillery, medium sort of level heroes here. The enemy force, the only units that are of any real concern are of course the Shades, them just popping out of nowhere and even just getting one volley in, they can do so much damage. And then Malekith himself is going to be a big problem. I'm going to read out the email that the guy sent in to give you some context of the situation. So he says, also just another note is that I don't think English is his first language, so I'm going to paraphrase where possible to make it a bit more coherent. So he says, "Hi, I'm sending this time a disaster battle playing as Tyrion trying the world domination campaign, and I was trying to destroy Nagaron. After besieging the settlement, I expected Elithanar to show up and help. But Malekith pops out of nowhere and absolutely annihilates my army. Not his troops. Yes, they are high level, but Malekith himself, he is way too tanky. Is it at least a doable battle? Thanks for trying it in advance." So, his primary concern, the reason why he couldn't manage to win this battle, was Malekith. So, what I'm interpreting as what happened is that the battle unfolded all at once. He didn't try to draw some of the enemy forces in early. He didn't try to take Malekith out early, and Malekith was a menace throughout the entire battle. And Malekith is one of those characters that you can ignore and try to army loss, but because he's a spellcaster and a fairly decent one of that, he will continue to gain a lot of value over the course of the battle. And so unless your army is very quick to annihilate Malekith's army, you kind of need to take Malekith out. And so him being there at the end of the battle is not acceptable. We need to take him out nice and early. So what we're going to do here is set up on a flank. A lot of people, they like to set up it right in front of the enemy army, but I don't find that to be particularly useful, especially when you're using a mostly defensive army like this, because the AI likes to go wide. They'll tend to wrap around your forces, but if you go over to the flank here, then the forces over here take longer to get around than these forces, and so they end up a little bit more disorganized. You end up with more blobs, making for your artillery good shots for them. Okay, I'm going to put these guys all in guard mode. But yeah, there's nothing really special about this army. It's just pretty standard sort of army. Not particularly cheesy. There's nothing cheesy about it. We just gotta take out Malekith. Okay, so here's my plan. These guys here, I don't like to just set up a straight line anymore for a front line. I just find that to be kind of ineffective. Instead, staggering the units like this tends to be a lot more effective, because you're creating gaps in between your lines that the enemy don't really try to push through, and this makes it easier for your archers to shoot.
Yes. My power is yours.
Okay. So, I want this one to go and get Malekith's attention immediately. It's actually quite beneficial for us that they've got reinforcements coming in, because I can count on the enemy army waiting for those reinforcements. However, if Malekith smells ass, he usually goes for it, so we're going to go and present ourselves. Now, Malekith's resistances are 50% physical resistance and 35% missile resistance, so having magical attacks will definitely help. We can use this ability here, because both of them have it, to bolster the artillery. So we want to get close enough to Malekith that he can smell us. That's it. Don't worry about the Reaver bullet. Doesn't matter. We've got his attention. Good. Bring him in. That's it. Don't get too far away from him. Don't want him to lose that scent. He loves that smell of high elf ass. Okay, now you are about to start shooting. Pop that down.
Winds of magic rise.
I think that shot, even though it was shot before I cast the spell, I think it was still magic damage. Okay, then I want you to stand about here, right within the maximum range of... Yeah, don't even bother trying to dodge. The maximum range of the sisters. So he lands. Just have to... Oh, don't freaking Super Mario bounce on me, you bitch. Land. Land and die. We need to kill you quickly before these guys show up. Also, it's on very hard battle difficulty. It just gives you context that, you know, he's dishing out loads of damage. That's it, that's it, that's it. He's going down nice and quick. She'll come back. But Malekith is out of here. Okay, so tanky he is not. Not for this battle. Okay. Now, we need to hold the rest of their army at bay, where possible. Yeah, Malekith really didn't do much damage there, that's great. Alright, this one here could do a lot of damage, and he's small enough that if he charges into our melee front line... No, he was not interested. Yeah, if he charges in there, the sisters might not shoot him very well, although... No, he's just going straight forward, isn't he? Yeah, I want you to kill him. It's pretty important, he's a big nuisance. She's just terror routed, she'll come back. Oh, fuck this spell, get out of the way. Also, we got dwellers below, nice blob there. Let's make use of that. Get that one out of there. Okay, we got shit over here. Get out of there. Almost forgot about the bloody dragon princes. Good, that dwells below absolutely wrecked them there. That's what we want to see. Don't worry about him, don't worry about him. Just chase him off the battlefield. Okay, they've messed up our formations a little bit, but everything's looking pretty good so far. If you're going to be tanking, you're going to need some health. How are we going over here? Yeah, just escort him off the battlefield. Imagine that one's going to be coming back. We do not want the shades shooting at us. Try to push them back. How are we going here? Oh, he fucking came back. Alright, he's anti-large. Get back. I know I've got the Reaver bow, but it's just not useful in this scenario right now. Because the infantry is not the concern. The concern is the single entities. That's what I'm trying to focus on here. Fuck, he's coming around my ass. Okay, we can pop another dwellers below down there. Okay, that fucker is... Come on, come on, come on. Dead, dead. Okay, he's gone. Good. I would use the... No, get away from those shades. Oh, no, there's a dark shard. Just get away from them anyway. Okay, we need to start using our other troops. You run over here. Now, the reason why I'm holding back the Dragon Princes is because they're high balance of power units. If they take damage, we're not going to be able to inflict an early army losses, which is what I want. Early army losses means less damage taken to our army. These fuckers here are just trying to pin us down. Fuck, what was that? Get out of there, get out of there. Broke. Get that one out of there. Okay, yeah, now the shades start causing me all these problems out this way. Okay, I think she might still be able to rally. Maybe. Try to pull out damaged units, keep the integrity of our army together as much as possible. No, keep chasing after that. Keep chasing after that. These spearmen here, they don't fucking matter at all. You coming back? No, I don't think you're coming back. Right, bring them in. There's the army losses. That's a reasonably early army losses. It would be good if she would rally because we could do a bit of healing, but that's fine. That is a very early army losses there. Because they still got a lot of power on the field. And the Dragon Prince only lost one troop. 400 kills on that. These all did quite well. Stop shooting now. I'm just going to get friendly fire. But that all went pretty well. I think we took out all their heroes. I'm not sure about the other lord that came in. She was immortal anyway, so even if we did kill her, she should come back. Yeah, once the battle is over, I found that units will not rally. No, she's not going to rally. So just use the Dragon Princes now to, as much as possible, run them down. Now they had a unit of Blackguard and Nagaron, which they didn't see any combat whatsoever. Make sure we run them down. Out of the way. And this is really where you get the value out of these sort of cavalry. At the end of the battle, when everyone stops fighting, you run down these other units. But yeah, I think a lot of people, they won't use their hero to hold back enemy infantry. And while our wizard, or they won't use wizards to do what I mean. But the thing is, if you don't have anything else there, you can get a lot of value out of it. And they had two big clumps of infantry which were able to use Dwellers Below on. Getting a lot of value. This is why the enemy army wasn't really that big of a concern. You can mass kill them. It was all about the single entities. Most of the damage we took was just single entities. And of course the... okay, I think we've done everything we can do here. And of course the shades. Pretty minimal casualties. In fact, we might even be able to recover that to full with post-battle loot options. That hero there was rank 16, so he's actually dead. This one here didn't even see combat. Did no damage whatsoever. Dead. Good. Dangerous unit, that one. Now, if we hadn't taken out Malekith at the start of this battle, could you imagine... Yeah, we did kill her. Could you imagine how much mayhem he could have caused during that shit fight as things were going on there? This one... That's weird. This one came forward, but this one didn't. But that one was present at the start. What was it doing? Yeah, we can restore every single casualty so nobody actually dies. Or I can get you some money. I don't think you need it.
Put them in fetters.
You would have got some replenishment anyway.
I am Tyrion, champion of the Everqueen.
Cool. It's weird, he wasn't actually besieging a settlement. It's not what the email says. Oh, I see what happened. He was besieging. He got attacked, and he fell back to here. That's what happened. Right. And he thought that Elithanar would come and back him up. Right. Because we couldn't withdraw from that fight. Right. It probably says somewhere in here that he withdrew. Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense now. That's... What, you're going to have 3 units coming back you up? It's not really going to do much. But yeah, you should be in a good position. Oh, also... You should never, if you've got artillery in your army, you should really never besiege a settlement and hit end turn. You should always assault. I mean, unless you really don't know what you're doing. But sieges are pretty easy in this game. And if you had captured that settlement, that would have absolutely crippled them. And if they had besieged you back, you could have just sailed away. Because you can sail through port settlements. It's unlikely they would have launched the attack straight away. But yeah, you really don't want to just lay siege and starve out the enemy forces. It's kind of a really newbie strategy. I'd never do that. Unless, of course, my army is complete rubbish. Which yours isn't. It's not bad. It's not fantastic. You know, it needs a few more Sisters of Avalon. But, you know, it did well against that force. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something. I think the key thing to remember about that particular scenario is that if you're going up against an enemy, sometimes, a powerful enemy, like Malekith or a single entity fighter, you need to make a judgment call whether or not to ignore that particular character if you can't handle it, or focus on that character if they're going to be an absolute pain. And typically speaking, spellcasters that are on big mounts, like Malekith, you want to kill them as quickly as possible if you are able to. Obviously, if we didn't have magical missiles, we probably had to just lure him away and just lure him off to the edge of the map. But if you're going up against something like Archaon, who basically nobody is able to duel, then you don't have any choice. You've got to like lure him away. So you've got to judge each situation accordingly. That's the end of this one. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Later, guys.